everybody. Welcome
Hola,
to
hola.
Technically Speaking with DTL. I am Jasmine.
And I am Jillian. Side. No, I'm Alesheia, and Jillian is out on vacation this week.
Yeah.
Yay! But we do have a guest here who will bring the noise and the warmth, just like Jill. So not bad noise though. Like white noise, peaceful noise. We have Dr. Oscar Rodriguez.
Welcome.
He's the countryest Puerto Rican you will ever meet.
Well, hello. There's the country accent for you right there.
So, Dr. Rodriguez, who are you?
Who am I? I'm an interesting character. I am very fortunate to be the director of admissions for Shaw University and also the director for adult degree programs here at Shaw University.
Awesome. So, today, go ahead.
Well, before we do get started, I did want to ask you about your career path and how you got to where you were.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Interesting. And I think I share this story a lot with students is if you have a goal, you can achieve it. Life puts you in a lot of situations, but it's what you make out of it. I came from Puerto Rico to North Carolina when I was 21. Worked in the fast food industry for a while, tried to figure it out, went back to school, started from the bottom. Got my associate, got my 4-year degree, got my master's degree, then went and got my doctorate. Worked in higher ed for about 15 years now. I've worked in the community college, also worked in the private sector, and I've worked with undergrad and adults, and I had the blessing to come to Shaw to work with adult students, and now I also have the blessing to work with our undergrad population. So
That's good. That almost made me cry.
That was a really
Like,
good story.
No.
Yes, because
It was.
so back in the day, Puerto Rico was not necessarily, you had to have a passport. You had to immigrate from Puerto Rico. So that's a story I think that can resonate as well with our international students, right? People who are looking to come from different places to come to the States or come to the mainland, if you will. And, you know, and make it, right? Like
That's
you said,
true.
started from the bottom, now you're here.
Okay,
So-
now I know we do have some more interview questions,
Mhm.
but just
Yeah.
because I'm interested in your backstory now,
Yeah.
what gave you or did you have the foresight to know if I just keep going, that I could achieve all of these things? Like, what was the push? Because fast food to director of admissions is a big jump.
Well, let me tell you, when I came to the States, I think, again, coming from another country, I needed to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
I had a family, fixing to get married, and you have to produce some income. So at the time, only having high school, the only opportunity that was available for me was just, hey, can you work the grill at Burger King? Yes, I can. And then it was, can you bag the groceries at a local Piggly Wiggly? Yes, I can. So had 2 jobs, and as students say, the struggle was real.
Mm-hmm.
The struggle was real.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what it is living paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took a chance. I wanted to better myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where I was going, but I went to the local community college, met a really, really good friend of mine, and when I walked in through the door, he said, "How can I help you?" And I said, "Look, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I want to go to school. I want to do something." He said, "Well, give me your transcripts." Sure. He looked at my transcripts and he said, "Okay, let's focus on getting you in school." I said, "Absolutely." And at the time, he told me, it doesn't matter what happened in your past. What matters is what you do from today forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I've lived based on that. So went to the community college, graduated with honors. Then while I was doing that, he tells me, "Look, there's this adult program at a local institution. You can get your 4-year degree accelerated." I said, "Oh, great." So I went and did that. Got my 4-year degree. Then I started learning. I got my first opportunity to be a bilingual services coordinator at the local community college.
Mm-hmm.
And my president at the time said, "You always dress for the job you have, not the one you got."
That's right.
And I said, "Oh, okay." He says, "You have a lot of potential. Keep going." And that's exactly what I did. I went and got my master's degree. Then I decided, I don't know why I decided, hey, I want to go get my doctorate. I just said, I want to close the circle. And closing that circle was getting that degree. And went and did it, and my family supported me all through. They understood that there were days that I couldn't spend with them, that I couldn't go to a dance recital, I couldn't go to a baseball game. There was a lot of sacrifices. And I tell students, your education is a sacrifice.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I am the only one in my family with a higher ed degree.
So were the sacrifices now I'm asking personally because I'm going back and forth about whether to get my doctorate degree because I have a family and I have a young son.
Yes.
What would you tell somebody in my situation?
What would I tell in your situation? I would tell you, if you have the desire, if you have that inside of you that says, I know I can make a difference, I know I can go out there and change the world in some shape, way, or form, do it. You have a family, but I'm going to tell you the best thing to do is every time you're typing a paper, every time you have to go to a college meet or to a intensive session, have a picture of your family. Every time I left school, in that car I had a picture of my son, my daughter, my wife. And I would get frustrated. I said, man, I missed this. But you know what? I would look at that dashboard and I would see them and I would say, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it to give them a better future than what I had. Not that we all had bad futures, bad past or bad situations in life, I'm sorry. Right. But you want to keep growing. You want to keep growing and not sit back and say, oh, I wish I would have. You still can. You still can. Your biggest supporter will always be you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Your biggest supporter.
So let's go switch the way we start, right? Because we kind of led. We're going to start with undergrad. But
yes.
Because of that, I think it's important that we start with adult education, right? So adult education basically is referred to as non-traditional students. They may have started the program, started at Shaw or maybe another university, and they want to come back to school, right? So adult ed, maybe, let's say I went to Shaw and I was starting and I was, I came here, I maybe got in some trouble or I got off track or I had a baby, whatever happens at college. Where I just got, the money was good, so I just was like, whatever, right? But I realized that I can make more money. I've been in my career field for a while. I realized I can make more money with a degree. Or I just want to finish what I started. I want to close the circle,
Close
right?
the circle.
Can I come back?
Absolutely.
Or does Shaw have a program for adult learners?
No, absolutely. So Shaw University does have a adult degree program, which used to be referred as CAPE. So many folks that might be listening might say, adult degree, I don't know what that is, but CAPE, yeah. I remember CAPE, yes. So the university has been over 20, 30 years doing the adult education business. Used to be CAPE, now it's adult degree. But absolutely, to your question, students can come back if they attended Shaw, if they attended any other university, if they just want to come and complete a degree because they have the time after 5 o'clock, after taking care of their family, they want to do classes, whether it's at Raleigh or whether it's online. We have the flexibility, and you want to do accelerated. So it is a great opportunity for adult students that are on the field, that have a job, to come back and finish that dream, to close that circle.
Okay. So that program allows for tuition reimbursement through, and this might not necessarily be your, angle, but it allows for tuition reimbursement to be paid through a job, also financially eligible.
Correct. Okay. Correct. So we do have, tuition reimbursement. Definitely we would have to work with our financial aid department for that. We do have financial aid, so our students qualify for financial aid, for scholarships, and also if you are a teacher and want to use any of the teach programs that are out there, on the education side, you can also do that. So financial aid is available, and the adult degree program runs year round. Okay. So students under the adult degree program do have financial aid year round.
You said that there are programs within the adult education program for teachers. I know now probably the whole nation is getting ready to face a shortage because of everything going on with COVID. So are there things in place now to try to help combat that shortage or get some of these people in the program licensed early?
To be honest, I know that they have changed it into something called residency. Our program, it is accelerated. It is semester-wide, but that would have to come from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction on licensure changes.
Okay.
But right now, we do have licensure, again, things like elementary ed, birth through kindergarten, so we have those opportunities for teachers out there to come back. I like to a lot of times say, we have a lot of teacher assistants, and they want to go and become teachers. So I refer a lot of times to this process, a TA to teacher process. So we want to help you there. We want to help you there.
Absolutely. So what are some of the requirements for being a part of the adult learning program?
Okay, so I'm going to cover a couple things. Like anything else, we don't look at the adult degree program based on an age. We look at the adult degree program based on what life situations has happened. So for example, we can say, I'm employed, I'm the head of a household, I have children at home that I have to take care of, I'm military, I'm a military spouse, I'm deployed, many situations, or I'm taking care of my elderly parents and I cannot just, go on a traditional schedule and this works for me because I have that 8 to 5 job or that evening job. We look at that. Requirements, again, is you complete an application. If you have any transcripts from any institution that you have attended, you need to submit those transcripts so we can evaluate them for transferability. We accept we are a very friendly transfer institution.
So let me ask you this: if I was in the military and I have my DD-214, can I get credit for my MOS or?
Absolutely. We would actually submit those to the registrar's office, and she would evaluate those. And we do have a veterans coordinator here that would actually help you through the process of your transcript coming in, also to the process of any type of this financial piece that you need. So if you're utilizing, again, the DD-214, you're bringing it in, you want to do your military benefits, we can help you from point A to point B.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Another question is the adult ed program eligible to people who are international students?
We have not yet encountered that situation with international students. I think that once we get to that situation, we would have to assess, because again, with international students, you have to do certain visas and provide certain clearances within the institution. So at this time, we have not experienced that, so I wouldn't be able to get a lot of information into that. But definitely, if we had an international student or something, we would then go through our admissions policies and look at everything and be sure that we can work with that student.
Absolutely.
Is the adult education program only for bachelor's degrees or higher ed degrees offered too?
Currently, bachelor's degrees. We're doing business administration, criminal justice, sociology. We're doing education. We're doing mass communication. So we have a lot of options. Now, again, you can also come in if you decide that you want to take another of the many different degrees that the university offers. We would just have to work with you. It might not be that the program will be entirely online. It might be where you're going to have to come to the Raleigh campus and complete certain courses, but there might be a portion of it that would potentially be able to complete it online. One thing that we are currently working, and I will share this, We are currently working on 3 additional degrees that will be coming to the adult degree side in accelerated format. And when I refer to accelerated, again, these are 8-week courses. And those degrees will be psychology, political science, and recreational management.
Yes, that's
will be
awesome.
coming.
That is really good.
Especially recreational management, and the psychology piece, and the political science piece. You know, everybody thinks they're, you know, a politician now.
Analyze everything.
Yes.
There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options, and I always like to refer. We have students from all over the United States.
Yeah, and countries. I met one of our students from Botswana, and I was like,
And we pride ourselves in both the undergrad and also the adult program. We pride ourselves in having an admissions process where you can always have somebody to talk to and have the personal one-on-one. A lot of the fears that we see with adults is that they haven't been in school so long, so there's a fear of walking in through the door. Well, I want them to know there's no fear. Come in through the door, tell me what's happening in your life, and let's see how we can help you. So.
Absolutely.
Now, does the adult education program provide continued support for those same students?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that I worked very hard when I started at Shaw University, and as the years have gone by, is to be sure that they have support. That whether it's I cannot get my textbook. Okay, let me help you. I know who you can talk to. I'm having issues getting into Moodle. And Dr. Baccous was always my call. and
I'll take your calls.
I can tell you, I have a student that I always love to speak about. He is a student that lives in Florida. Spoke with him during this whole COVID pandemic. Spoke with him at probably 8 o'clock at night. We did a Zoom from my house. We got him admitted. He got enrolled. Now every semester, he will call me and he will say, Dr. Rod. I said, yes, sir. He said, I'm just calling you to let you know I made A's. I said, well, congratulations. I am very proud of you. I would have done it if I wouldn't have had your support. If I didn't know that I can call you at whatever time and you will answer. I said, that's what we're here for. There's a commitment. There's a commitment piece in this university that says we want to help you from point A to point B because you are our priority, and especially, again, undergrad and adult programs and all of our programs. But the programs that I have a hand on, I am sure that we're doing that.
Yeah.
That's really good to know.
That's awesome. I think that we're going to evolve from this point down to, not even down to, but across to undergrad. But I think that's important. A lot of times when parents are leaving their children here, right? Children in their eyes, adults in the students' eyes, they want to know somebody's going to be here to, help my baby, right?
Correct.
Somebody's going to make sure that, they're not just out there, right? And they're not going crazy. And I think that, and crazy in the parents' eyes, but I think that's one special touch that when admissions says that here at Shaw, right, like it's like a family, it's for real, because Dr. B will run down on you. I will run down on you. I will come to your room. I will call you. And, people come in my office all the time. I can be in the middle of a meeting, and the conversations go beyond just academics, right?
Yeah.
Because we care, not even just about your academics, but your in totality, your whole being while you're here, so that your academics, you can perform well and not just get a job, but prosper in life as a whole. And Dr. Rodriguez and I and Dr. Rayner will sting your rope for you at graduation. He'll tie your tie for you. At graduation, you're going to learn how to tie a tie. And we're not even going to wait till you get to, undergrad, to graduation to learn how to tie a tie. If you have the little pin still in your suit, Dr. Rodica, because he's sharp now, he's going to make sure that you're good to go. But I think that's the part that nobody gets to see, is that we're not just blowing hot air.
Yeah, the food
we really care, right?
Well, that's the part that makes us different.
Right.
Because I believe that when that student leaves this institution, he needs to be the total package.
Right, but
He needs to be able, we got that degree, you've had the support, Now we've given you the tools and you're ready to go.
Right. But also, if somebody goes out on that street, it's even as an Aggie, right? Something happens, somebody will say, girl, I saw an Aggie today, and let me tell you. But if they knew somebody in that mission, they'll call, girl, I saw an Aggie today. Y'all, that's the kind of people y'all accept. If they know that somebody came from Shaw and you say, oh, my name is Dr. Rodriguez, and I work at Shaw University in admissions, oh, y'all just accept anybody. Because I've seen who came out of there with a degree. And that's not something we want. So we make sure, that they don't just say, y'all just raise anybody from back home. So we definitely want to make sure that we groom people. People come in a certain way. I've seen students come in here a one way. I've seen it at a lot of black colleges. Come in a certain way, bang, bang, shoot them up, and then leave out. And
adults.
Adults.
You leave as an adult.
Yes. So,
well, it's leaders for the future.
That's
leader
correct.
for the future.
Yes, because if you can, you can lead a riot, you can lead it.
Right. Well, since we're producing leaders and stuff for the future, and we're moving to the undergrad portion of the conversation. Let's say you have someone who wasn't sure about wanting to go to college. Now they think they do want to go. They change their mind. Is it too late for them to try to apply and get this ball rolling?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can still apply. We are here to help you.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that we have deadlines like any other institution. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason for having deadlines, because the same way a student will hold me accountable for the things that they need me to produce for them, we're going to hold them accountable for what we need from them. Mm-hmm. And that's the first lesson in becoming that next leader that we want you to be. Mm-hmm. We are here. If you get us what you need, we will get you through the process. We will get you in. We will take care of you. You will be fine. Yes, but if you have not yet applied, you're graduating in summer, you finished a couple of classes, and now you're ready, come on, see us in admissions. We will work with you. We will get you in. Again, it might take a little bit more effort between all of us, because I'm going to put all my effort to get you in, but I also expect that student puts all his effort in getting what we need. But we are here to help you. We are not going to close the door because you came here and you want to make sure you're home, so we're going to help you. Absolutely.
Now, with all the changes and stuff going on with schools and with COVID, has that changed the requirements to be admitted?
No, it has not changed the requirements to be admitted. Yes, we have all experienced COVID, and we're going through things right now that any health requirement will always be based on the requirements that the Department of Health and Human Services puts on institutions, and then that the institution administration makes the decision on what needs to happen. But in regards to admissions, no, you still apply. You still need to have a 2.0 or better GPA. You still need to submit all your transcripts, high school transcripts, final transcripts. Now, we can conditionally accept you with a provisional transcript, because I know a lot of students are still applying, and graduation is coming up now in June. So they want to get in. Yes, we can still accept you with that conditional transcript. Please note that once you graduate, you're going to have to send us the final transcript, or work with us and let us know once we're getting you admitted, and say, you know what, Dr. Rodriguez, I go to Clinton City Schools, or I go to Sampson County or Durham County Schools. And we can also, send out some communications to your counselor and say, hey, such and such has applied. He has informed us that he's graduated, but he just applied late. Can we get his transcript? Or we might need the student to go get it and bring it to us. We would just have to have that conversation to be able to assist the student.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about international students in undergrad? I know you said you haven't encountered any international students in adult education yet.
Correct. So for international students, again, application, they have an international fee that they also would have to pay. Once they pay their application fees and they register for new student orientation, there's also other documentation such as their transcripts. But then again, it's a little bit different, because you're coming for a foreign country. you will have to use one of our approved translators. I'm going to use that word to translate that transcript,
Okay.
to have credit equivalencies, to also have language, because the transcript might be in French, might be in Spanish. You know, again, different countries, different requirements in regard to where the translation is going to come. But we would actually provide those to you. We would provide that information. Now,
Okay.
if you took an SAT or ACT, you will also send those scores in, and then we would make the full evaluation. However, in regards when it comes down to SAT and ACT, right now, all schools are operating on a testing out option, so we are on a waiver option, so that is not one of the requirements. We will look at them, but it is not a current requirement for admissions.
Okay. That is due to everything that's going on.
Due to the COVID stipulations and everything. And one more thing for international students, obviously, as we work through the process and they do their financial aid, there will also be some additional financial documents that they will have to provide to the institution as part of getting their visa process done.
So, can international students get financial aid?
International students can get certain scholarships and certain assistance from financial aid.
So the university, the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, are you all able to get federal student aid?
Yes,
Okay.
we are able to get federal student aid because again, we are part of the United States. Territories, correct. Territories, thank you for reminding me. But then again, we have a lot, we have a high number of international students. We have many international students that not only take advantage of the academic portion that Shaw has to offer, but also of the athletic portion. So there's a lot of different opportunities with different scholarships and grants that the institution can assist our international students in order for it to be an affordable educational experience for them.
So let me ask you this question, because I think we've asked some of the good stuff. Well, do you know if the COVID vaccine was required for students who are entering Shaw University in the fall?
Well, I'm going to say, just as I mentioned previously, we are working with the Department of Health and Human Services and following their guidelines to make the determinations on testing, on COVID vaccine, but it is something that the university is monitoring very closely because we want to assure all the parents and all the students that we're looking out for their health, that their health is our main concern, that while they're in this campus, that they will be safe.
So another question, let me ask you this. What country, because I know that you said we have a lot of international students. What country, I know we have a lot of Bahamian students.
We have students.
Do we have the most international students from?
Oh, wow, that is a great question. And Dr. Baccous, I'm sorry, you put me on the spot. Because I know we have students. I have interacted with students from Mexico. I've interacted with students from France. I've interacted just recently in graduation with 2 students from Spain. Again, the Bahamas. I believe that we were recently having a faculty member go to Africa and Kenya and places like that. But if you were to ask me right now that question, you have just put me on the spot. You have just made me blush because I do not know the answer to that question, but I will definitely find that one out. Yes. But would you be able to tell me? Because it looks like maybe you know.
So I think at one point in time, 2018, I think that when I first got here, 2018, 2019, most of our students were from the Bahamas.
From the Bahamas?
And then, do you know what part of the country most of our students come from?
here in the United States, I know we have a good variety now, because I did recently run a report, and it was very interesting because we had students from California, we had students from Texas, we had students from Florida. Actually, one of the ones that really caught my attention was we actually had a student from Washington State that I said, wow. So we are very open, but now the majority of our students come from North Carolina.
Yes.
The majority of our students come from North Carolina. That I do know. The majority of our students, we have the bigger areas are definitely Wake County, Durham County. We have a big group of students also from the Charlotte area. Another. The state of Georgia, South Carolina, we get a good amount of students from those states too.
Yeah.
So, but North Carolina is great.
Yes, I remember, like I said, when I came, there was a big group of students. I was shocked, actually, just like you said. I remember a student from Washington. She was here. I think she recruited somebody to come here. So another person from Washington. But California, we have an agreement with the state of California.
Correct.
What is that called? The MOU?
It's an MOU with the state of California for transferability of credits. Yes.
So I know that California is really expensive, but they have these really big community colleges out there. So if you go, talk to Dr. Rodriguez, and we'll get you in.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
that's interesting.
we do.
It's really competitive too. So like if you don't play a sport and you don't get a scholarship, probably because people are paying to go to college. But anyway,
it's a SARA agreement.
yes.
Yep.
So you can get come in. I'm really big on admissions because that's how we get people here. But people will ask you. People will ask me. People have slid in my DMs and said, "I want to come where you work because you are so like you guys look like you have so much fun." We did a video and put it on TikTok, and my inbox blew up. So I was like, "What?" But New York, the state of New York, I was very surprised because I was like, "New York, why?" But it's expensive to go to college there. Of course, Washington, D.C., and Maryland because those students are considered. Well, DC students get DC tag. They can go anywhere. So those are some of the states that really surprised me a lot.
Okay.
And then I saw that when inside North Carolina, a lot of people came from Wake County, which I thought was surprising as well. Fayetteville area.
Yeah, Fayetteville, Charlotte. We got Wilmington.
The rural areas.
The
really
rural
surprised me.
areas. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So I know we do a big push to those students.
We actually have students from Warsaw, North Carolina.
I know you looked that up.
I sure, because that's Sampson County.
Yes.
And you say, wow, you come all the way here, Kenansville, very rural areas that we have touched and that we're changing lives.
Right. So I think that's important to know, like, people think, oh, Shaw's a small university, but doesn't mean that there's not somebody from your state, from your country, from your city, or even like who may speak your language, right? So I know people think that with HBCUs, they hear the B and they're like, oh, it's just all black. But black is not monochromatic, number one. Everybody doesn't have the same skin tone, and everybody doesn't speak the same language. Somebody could look like me and speak what he speaks, or Portuguese, for that matter. So I think what I'm saying that, not to brag on the colors that are in the room and say that we're the Rainbow Coalition, but because it's a place for you here.
There is a home for you in Shaw.
Exactly.
There is a lot of diversity. There is a lot of equity and a lot of opportunities for everybody.
And we're in downtown Raleigh.
Correct.
Which
We
is rapidly
are
growing.
vibrant.
Yes.
We are vibrant.
Yes. So when I moved to Raleigh, I moved from Houston, which was the number 3 fastest growing population in the United States. Raleigh-Durham, I think now is like number 6. We have, again, we say this on every episode, we have Apple coming, we have
It's booming.
Google here.
Google, Amazon.
Yes, and pretty soon we'll probably be number 3. So if you want to at least start your journey here at Shaw, I think, you know. So one last take, like Jazz usually is the one that wraps up the show.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
your last takeaway.
My last takeaway is come join us at Shaw. Become a bear. Become part of this family. Come take an advantage. Come take advantage. Come and enjoy. Come do your future with us. We can change your life. Just give us an opportunity. We got a lot of exciting programs, a lot of athletics. We have a lot of things going on. And all you have to say is, I want to be part of it. And it's going to open your world and it's going to change your whole outlook on your future. So we are here to serve you, and take care. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
This was good.
Here.
Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez, for joining us.
So this has been episode
Season 2, episode 2.
Season 2. And we have been here with Dr. Rodriguez talking about the admissions.
For undergrad.
No scandal.
No.
At ShawU.edu.
For undergrad and adult education program.
Yes, so again, if you are interested in applying for SHAW, you can definitely go to ShawU.edu and follow the prompts that tell you to apply here or apply now, and you can come as soon as the fall. So come on, y'all.
Thanks for joining us.